In the heart of the Filipino soul lies a story told not just with words, but with devotion, sacrifice, and community. This is Senakulo, the theater of passion.
Every Holy Week, streets across the Philippines transform into a living theater. Stories from the Bible come to alive through art, faith, and devotion.
The Senakulo is a traditional Filipino dramatization of the Passion, Death, and Resurrection of Jesus Christ. This religious play serves both as a form of devotion and as a means to reflect on our Christian teachings through artistic expression.
But what is Senakulo and how it continued to touch the heart of millions of Filipinos?
Kaya ni Jesus at least. Jesus!
Performed during Holy Week. The Senakulo is a dramatization of the Passion of Jesus Christ, His suffering, death, and resurrection. In towns across the Philippines, streets transform into sacred spaces, and locals become apostles, soldiers, and saints. The word Senakulo comes from the Spanish Senaculo, meaning upper room, the setting of the Last Supper. The tradition was introduced during the early Spanish period, beginning as simple readings of the Passion, the poetic account of Christ's last days. Over time, these readings evolved into full-fledged dramatizations, written in local languages, enriched with native elements, and performed by passionate amateurs. Today, the Senakulo isn't just a performance, it's an act of worship. For many communities, it is the centerpiece of their Holy Week. The town gathers not just to watch, but to feel, to remember, and to reflect.
Behind the elaborate costumes and poetic lines, Senakulo is, at its core, a community's collective devotion. The people who perform in this play are not well-known actors, but ordinary individuals who come together for a common belief.
Nalipos din ang tuwa at saya.
Nalipos din naman ang tuwa at saya.
Di bagat iniluluhog kong lagi sa iyo ang pagtatapat sa iyong ina.
Marami ko kung tutuusin, marami po. Troubleshooter ho ako kung tawagin nila. Troubleshooter ho, yung kung ano sabihin ng director, gagawin mo. Papagawa sa'yo, kailangan gagawin mo. Yung sa mahal ko, pagganap ng mahal ko. Si mahal ko kasi, ano yan, isa yan sa dumakip kay Kristo. Nagpahirap, isa sa nagpahirap din kay Kristo. Malupit siya, kaya gusto ko rin yung role na yun.
Mapagbago-bago ng aral, likot walang katwiran yung pinagdarayan.
Passed down through generation, every participant plays their part, not just on stage, but in keeping the tradition alive. For the audience, it is not just a play. It is a reliving, a sacred participation in a story that mirrors their own struggles and hopes.
Dito hindi namin naging kultura na may hilingin kapalit. Namamanata kami for the sake na kahit sa simpleng panonood sa amin, may maitulong kami to grow your faith, to bring back ikaw sa simbahan.
Kasi ako lang nakakalam mo sinang panata ako. Kada pasan ko, may nangyayari maganda sa buhay namin. Naging okay kami. Mainit talaga yung panahon pero kung panata mo, kakayanin mo.
Under the glow of torches, The town transformed into Jerusalem. The betrayal, the trial, the crucifixion, all played out not on fancy stages, but in streets, plazas, even rice fields. The boundaries between theater and faith disappear.
More than a play, Senakulo is a community ritual. Whether playing as Jesus, Mary, or even Judas is a form of devotion.
The plot follows the final days of Jesus, from his entrance into Jerusalem to the Last Supper, the betrayal of Judas, the agony in Gethsemane, his trial and suffering, the crucifixion at Calvary, and finally, the resurrection on Easter Sunday. Some productions span multiple days, others are condensed into a single night, but all aim to bring the biblical narrative to life in a way that speaks to the Filipino heart. A typical Senakulo blends tradition and creativity. Costumes are handmade, often reused year after year. Roman soldiers don improvised armor made of metal sheets or painted plastic. Jesus wears a crown of thorns, sometimes real, and bears a wooden cross so heavy it leaves real marks. The dialogue is poetic, often written in archaic Tagalog or the local dialect, adding a lyrical weight to every line spoken.
In the end, Senakulo is not about professional acting or flawless staging. It reminds Filipino the essence of Holy Week.
In a world of fast screens and fleeting attention, the Senakulo stands still, anchored in devotion, shaped by history and carried forward by the hands of ordinary people with extraordinary faith. This is not just theater. This is heritage. This is the Filipino soul on stage.